I have so much conviction that if you do what I'm about to show you on this piece of paper right here, you will make a lot more money in your business. And I know this because A, I've done it, and then two, I've done it for other people. So just copy it. I'm going to give you 4 things to take away from this video that if you go implement, you will walk away knowing how to shorten your sales cycle so that you can collect more cash faster. Now, there's a lot of people that make fancy tactics and some crazy things and videos on this stuff. It's first world principles. Like, it's really basic stuff. It's playing into human psychology. So I'm going to share it with you guys. Go take action on it. Share it with somebody if you get value. And let's rip into this. All right, now I told you I want to keep this very simple, and I mean that. This is 4 easy things that you can take away. I want to be clear, there are a lot of other things that you can do, and I want to cover those in later videos, but if I can only pick a handful of things to share with you right now that are going to make you more money and that you can implement very quick, this is what I would share with you. Now, I want to be super clear what you're saying on this page. I didn't come up with all of these. These are a lot of practices that I've learned from other people, mentors, people online, and we fortunately tested and they've worked. So some of these things are mine, some of these things I can't coin. I just want to be honest with you. So the first thing that you need to have to to shorten your sales cycle and increase how much cash you can collect faster is you need to have sales and trust assets. Now, a lot of people say stuff like that, but they don't really go into what that means. So just a quick summary for you. A sales asset or trust asset is essentially a resource for your customer. So that could be like a selfie video that the salesperson sends out to a customer if they book a call. That could be an audio message, which is really good for older demographics. It could be a PDF or a document that you're going to share with somebody. It could even be something like a Miro board or Figma board where you've mapped out exactly what the process looks like. And basically your whole goal with these is to answer questions that a consumer has because you want to get rid of confusion. You want to build familiarity with your product, your service, your company, your sales team. And then you also want to build trust, right? You want to make sure that this person that's coming into a sales call specifically or some form of a consultation, or they just are going through the process of buying a product, you want them to be able to trust you, your team, what you do. And so a really good way to do that is to not withhold information. And a lot of people screw up on this and they do it ass backwards where they're like, oh, I'm going to withhold everything so that when I get to a sales call, I can control the narrative. Don't do that shit. Get that out of your system and don't ever do it again. Because what happens when you do that is, actually write it down right here, you end up having an education call versus a sales call. And so if you don't share information, then expect that when people get to a sales call, they're going to be confused. And that's going to increase the sales process, which means you're gonna make less money and slower. So give them all the answers that they need before they get to a sales call. So by the time they get here, it's a decision rather than a discovery. Hope that makes sense. Next is a confirmation page. So it blows my mind. Every person that we work with for the most part has never had this in place. Baffles me. So let's say somebody books a call with you or your team and that's it, right? They booked a call. Hey, you just got an email, check that out. That is not enough. I hate to tell you. So what you need to do is you need to have a confirmation page, which is another landing page that people would go to after they book a call, book a consultation, or even buy your product, right? You want to go to a thank you page, and what you're going to have on that thank you page is a thank you video saying, hey, just saw you booked a call with our team, want to walk you through next steps so you know exactly what to expect. You're going to receive a text message from the number listed below. Make sure to check your email, make sure to respond to that email, so on and so forth, right? I'll do a whole video on this if you guys want. So you want to have a thank you video, exact next steps, which you'll say in the video, and you also have it mapped out on the landing page. You want to have testimonials, case studies, any kind of social proof that you can to show, hey, I'm trustworthy. I work with humans. They trust what we do in our product. And then you also want to have breakout videos. For those of you who don't know what breakout videos, these are essentially short videos that handle objections. So if you think during the course of your sales process, sales calls, what are all the possible objections that could come up? You want to answer that in a short, 30 to 90 seconds max video, right? And if you need to do 10 of them, do 10 of them. Like if you guys go through our funnel, you'll see, do not funnel hackers, please. But if you're serious about, getting marketing services and you go through our funnel, you'll see we have 10 different videos that answer all the common objections or questions that we get on a sales call. We put those there so that you guys can get all your questions answered up front. So that again, when you get to a sales call, we're having a real conversation. Number 3, value dense emails. So essentially what value dense emails are everything that I just mentioned here. You're going to put those into emails and you're going to send those before someone gets onto a sales call. Why? Because some people might not see this, right? So you want to have as many shots on goal as you can to make sure that this person gets their questions answered. So I would send, depending on when they book their call, and you can have logic around this in your CRM. If somebody books for 4 days out, let's say you have 17 total emails that you send out. By the way, these are value dense. They're not just random emails, so these aren't going to piss people off. It's actually going to answer their questions. So get that narrative out of your head. This actually works. So if it's 4 days out, let's say you send all 17. If they book a day out, you're not going to send all 17 of those. You're going to pick the ones that you're going to send. So there's logic built into when someone books a call. Now, last is sales process. For those of you that don't know, over the course of my career, I've taken well over at this point 5,000 sales calls, and that was my first. I'm not going to say my first love, but that was the thing I did before I built a marketing business with my co-founder. And so I have a lot of experience in this space right here, and so that's why I talk about all these things on the marketing side and how that leads to better sales processes, because I've done both. And so what I want to share with you guys is a few things, golden nuggets that honestly almost nobody teaches this. It blows my mind. But when you're going through a sales process, what I recommend doing, if you do this, I promise you'll see a massive bump in close rate, is offer your info first. So what I mean by that is when someone gets onto a sales call with me, I say, hey, are you cool before we dive in? I just give you a little background on like who our company is, what we've done, and the journey that we've been on for the last 4 years. I feel like it'll give you a lot more perspective as to how we got to where we're at, and ultimately, what a partnership would look like. Every time they're gonna say yes, of course, but on the backside of that, they open up, they're transparent, they drop their guard. Do this, I promise you it works. Next is DQ every single chance that you get. Disqualify, just so you guys don't, if you don't know what that means. DQ is disqualify. I do this as many times as I can on a sales call. As an example, somebody says, hey, I ask them a question, they go, oh yeah, we're probably like 2 months out from making a decision. I would say, hey, totally cool. Since you're thinking this is about 2 months out, why don't we put this call on pause? And the reason that I say that, John, is because if we have this conversation, a lot can change in 2 months. So I'd rather you put this on pause, and then everything that we talk about when you're ready to make a decision is applicable to what we're about to go take action on. Because I don't want to waste your time, and I can imagine you probably don't want to waste ours either. Right, there's a million different ways you can spin that. That was just off the top of my head, but that's what I try to do every chance someone says something that I see, I could disqualify them for. And they're going, oh no, it's totally fine. Or they're gonna be like, yeah, let's put this on pause and let's wait for 2 months. You just save yourself a ton of headache, follow-up, and just BS, to be honest with you. So DQ every chance that you get. Next is a what framework. So this is something that I got from Hormozi actually, and I like it a lot. I use this on my sales calls. He says, what do you want to have happen? Which is one of the best questions you can ask on a sales call, because you're gonna get the prospect to tell you, well, this is the ideal outcome. And then what you ask is, well, what do you feel you need to do in order to get there? Or what do you feel would align with that outcome that you're looking for? And then again, they're gonna answer, as honestly as they can, because you've already gone through these things. And they're just gonna tell you everything they know they need to do, but they're not currently doing it. And that is leverage for you on a sales call. So what framework, write that down. I don't think Hormozi calls it that. That's just what I chalked it up to be, because it was way easier to remember. So having said that, these are 4 simple things you can implement right now that I promise you will make you more money, more cash, more cheddar in your bank account. So go take action on these. If you got value, share it with somebody. If you're looking for someone to run your marketing or you're looking for consulting with marketing, feel free to click the link in my bio. And again, only share if you got value. Appreciate you guys.